your side. God is looking for someone to fill an empty place, who to live a life of holiness, sanctify the world's embrace, to count all gain is lost for the glory of a cross, a city on a hill for everyone to see. Stand for Jesus, don't be ashamed. Stand for Jesus, claim his name. For he loved you on a rugged cross, with arms held open wide. Stand for Jesus, he's standing by your side. Stand for Jesus, don't be ashamed. Stand for Jesus, claim his name. For he loved you on a rugged cross, with arms held open wide. Stand for Jesus, he's standing by your side. Stand up for Jesus, ye soldiers of the cross. Stand for Jesus, don't be ashamed. Stand for Jesus, claim his name. For he loved you on a rugged cross, with arms held open wide. Stand for Jesus, he's standing by your side. Stand for Jesus, he's standing by your side.
If you didn't happen to listen to the radio broadcast this morning, you need to hear this story. So, in 2009, we had been bringing people from the Bronx to our church services. Brother Ken Baker, who is our brother-in-law, was doing a tremendous job bringing people from the Bronx to Sunday school, to church. And it had gotten to the place where we knew that Brother Ken knew that God wanted him to start a church in the Bronx with those people. So for a year, he would travel to different churches in America, raising support, but we still had to bring those people. We were running a full-size school bus to the Bronx, bringing people to church. Somebody still had to do it, so I did it. Every Sunday, I'd leave here at 6 in the morning, drive to the Bronx, pick people up, leave the Bronx at 9, come back up here, and then drop them off after church. It was an all-day thing, and did it for a year. Well, it was Sunday. I believe the date was June. I don't remember the date, but I know it was June of 2009. And that week, Michael Jackson had died. And as I drove through the Bronx that Sunday morning, there were flags and banners everywhere. It was like all of the Bronx was in mourning for this pop star. I picked up, I made a bunch of stops, picked up probably 30 people. And then I went to what was always our last stop, which was Boynton Avenue, right by the Bruckner Expressway. And I pulled on the block, and the way it worked was there was a ballpark time when they expected the bus, and so the bus would pull on the block and just sit there and wait for the people to come out and get on the bus. And about 25 or 30 more people would come just off of that one block. So we're sitting there at 8:30, 8:45 on Sunday morning, the Sunday after Michael Jackson died, and all of the Bronx is in mourning. And while we're sitting there, you know me, I've always got the music playing, and so I had a CD playing, and the Clarks came on singing that song right there. And when it finished, a voice in the back just shouted out, "Again!" So I hit the back button and played it again. And when it finished, and that second time, everybody on the bus was singing with it. They got done, and again they said, "Again!" So I hit it again. I'm not lying to you. When the people finished getting on the bus, everybody was still singing. I went and got on the highway, and it was an hour and 15-minute drive back up to the church here. The entire trip back, they just kept saying, "Again, again." By the way, this is mostly adults. A lot of teenagers, some kids. It was very different than a typical bus route. It was mostly adults. And all the way back from the Bronx to here, they sang "Stand for Jesus" over and over and over. And I don't think they saw the contrast, but I sure did. In an environment where you could feel the whole city grieving for the loss of a pop star, a small group of people on their way to church from those very neighborhoods were singing "Stand for Jesus." It sort of became their theme song. And in April of 2010, when they had their very last service here, say goodbye to go and start their own church, the whole group, as a group, they came up and they sang that song. And that song has always had a special place in my heart. But this morning, as I look at where we are in our nation and the desperate place we're in, to have a group of young people in our church that boldly stand up and sing "Stand for Jesus," man, I can't tell you what that does to my heart. Would you soak it in? Would you take in what you're watching in this climate that we're living in this crazy world, the absolute insanity that is going on with children across America? Literal child abuse is being endorsed by the state. But here's what we're blessed with right here. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. You guys sing it again. Sing it to the Lord. That was great. Thank you.
Stand for Jesus. Don't be ashamed. Stand for Jesus. Claim his name. For he loved you on a rugged cross with arms held open wide. Stand for Jesus. He's standing by your side. God is looking for someone to fill an empty place, to live a life of holiness and defy the world's embrace, to count all gain as loss for the glory of the cross, a city on a hill for everyone to see. Stand for Jesus, don't be ashamed. Stand for Jesus, claim his name. For he loved you on a rugged cross with arms held open wide. Stand for Jesus, he's standing by your side.
Everybody
Stand for
up.
Jesus, don't be ashamed. Stand for Jesus, claim his name. For he loved you on a rugged cross with arms held open wide. Stand for Jesus, he's standing by your side. Stand up for Jesus.
Excellent job. Let's give them a hand.